Hey guys, my name is Amanda. Welcome to my channel. I'm so happy to have you here today. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my very favorite bunny DIYs for spring and Easter. Some will be brand new, some will be from this year and from last year, just a mixture of the ones that I enjoyed making the most and I think turned out the best, as well as your guys' favorites based on your comments. So if there's a bunny DIY that I have made that didn't make this list, please let me know in the comments down below which one it is. I really hope that you enjoy the video today. It is also a collaboration, which I will talk about a little bit later. But for now, let's jump right on in and enjoy. Okay, so for this first DIY, I'm going to show you this gorgeous bunny using Dollar Tree items. I have this large Dollar Tree bunny from the plus section, this quick cover from the $1.25 section. I'm going to remove the bunny's tail and also that beaded hanger, and I am going to remove the lettering from the front of my bunny with my Dollar Tree scraper. You could heat up the lettering with your heat gun and then just scrape it off. I also removed the bunny's bow tie. I'm going to lay my bunny on top of this quick cover and trace around it. Once that is done, I will cut it out and then I can apply it to the front of my bunny. I am going to remove the adhesive part of this quick cover from the backing and place it down on top of my bunny and smooth it out. I will be cutting a slit right down the neck so that I can place this quick cover in two pieces. This allows me to smooth it out better and also have more control over placement. That area will be covered as I'm going to wrap a strip of ribbon around that area to create kind of a collar that I'm going to place a bow on. I take some ribbon and go around so that I have two loops on either side. I'll also cut a spare piece that I can use for tails, and I'm going to take a piece of burlap and fold that over so I can make a double stack bow. I tie everything tightly in the middle with a piece of twine and remove the excess of my twine. I'm going to glue my bow down right on top of that collar, and I will be dovetailing these bow tails, and I do that by folding the tail over and cutting a triangle upward for a nice boutique finish. I'm going to add back on that little bunny's tail with some hot glue, and here's what it looks like. So quick, easy, and adorable. It's also very customizable to your style. Dollar Tree sells several different types of quick cover. If you didn't care for this one, or you could use scrap paper, I hope that you like it. And now let's jump right into our next idea. This adorable bunny is using a plus item as well, but it's still very inexpensive for the size. This large wreath with some chicken wire mesh in the middle was only $5, and I found this pair of towels at the Dollar Tree for $1.25. I thought they were so cute, and one of the dish towels is plain with no design on it. So that one I am going to trace out around this bunny, and I'm going to glue it down to the back of the bunny so you can see it through the mesh. There's many different ways that you could use the mesh on this bunny. You could fill it with flowers, you could remove it if you don't like it. I just thought that this dishcloth looks so pretty through the mesh. So here's what this looks like after I glued down my dish towel. Next, I'm going to create a bow with some burlap I had in my stash, just folding it over and tying it tightly in the middle with some jute twine. I used some pretty ribbon that I purchased at Walmart to make a bow to go on top like you see here and dovetail the ends. I glued my smaller bow on top of my larger bow, and then I also purchased these flowers at Walmart very inexpensively, and I just popped them off of that stem, and I'm going to be gluing some on either side of the bow, kind of catty cornered, and here is what that looks like. I do show later in this video how I make a bow, but I'm trying to keep this video efficient since we have so many DIYs, so I didn't want to show you the same bow over and over, but I do hope that you like this craft. Okay, let's move right into our next idea. This DIY was inspired by Heidi Sombel DIY, and I love how it came out. So I took this Dollar Tree wreath form. I'm going to remove the tag, of course, and then I found this crafting cord from Hobby Lobby. It is so fun to work with. I am totally in love with it. I will honestly probably start using it instead of rope where I can. It's very inexpensive, and you can also get it on sale there at Hobby Lobby. They had several different colors, even a rope colored color. I also have a piece of scrapbook paper of my choice and some florals of my choice. So here's where it's totally customizable. Now I'm going to wrap this form in this cord. I find it easiest to cut a length of cord and work with it and then just glue off the end and start another length instead of just using that whole bundle. I believe my bundle cost $4.99, but again, you could get it on sale. I just was so excited to see it that I went ahead and grabbed it. It was such a pretty color. So here I am just looping around and around until I come to the end, and then I will just glue another piece down and start going around and around again. So as you can see here, I'm just going through this tiny hole between the ears and then just continuing to wrap around. Once that is done, I'm going to apply a generous amount of hot glue to the back, and I'm going to flip it right over on top of my scrapbook paper, pressing it down firmly. I will then trim right around the circle, that is the head, removing any excess scrapbook paper. Next, I'm going to trace around the ears and cut them out from that same piece of scrapbook paper. I'll glue them to the back of my wreath form where the ears are, so when I flip it over, my ears are covered. You apply a little bit more hot glue on the inside of that wreath form there, as you can see, just to secure my ears nicely. Next, I'm going to go around the outline of the wreath form around this ear part here with some more of this amazing craft cord. I'm just going to try and pull it as tight as possible and try to make sure it is as straight as possible. I'm actually going to do 2 rows on each ear just to clean it up and make it look nice and make sure that that wire is covered. So I'm just gluing it down and carefully outlining it. I would recommend finger protectors for this part if you have them on hand. You can find finger protectors from Dollar Tree and they do work really well. My kids just like to use mine for strange things and then they disappear. So here's what this looks like. Once that is done, I'm going to take another piece of this craft cord and just go around the bottom of my ear where it meets up with the round part of the wreath form just to clean everything up. So here's what it looks like all finished, and now it's time to embellish. I'm going to create a bow. This is some beautiful ribbon from Hobby Lobby. Usually you can get their ribbon 50% off if you wait for a sale, and I'm just doing one of my expos, which is folding it over until I have 2 loops on either side and tying it in the middle with twine or a zip tie, whatever you have on hand. I glue it down to my project between the ears and fluff it up. Next, I'm going to take some of these adorable florals. Now, when I went to Hobby Lobby and was looking for some really pretty florals, the florals were not on sale. So I went to the wedding section, and these tiny little, well, the flowers aren't tiny, but the pick parts are tiny because they are for weddings. And this was just so cute. So I just bought a few of these little picks and I just glued them on to my bunny head. I tried to use as little glue as possible and to tie some of them together so again they'll hold on without using too much glue. Again, Dollar Tree has gorgeous florals if you don't want to spend Hobby Lobby prices, but Hobby Lobby prices really are not that bad if you get the 50% off deal, and you sometimes can get a higher quality or more than you can at Dollar Tree. I decided that my bow needed tails, so I cut 2 equal strips from the same ribbon, and I'm just gluing them on either side to give some tails, and I'm going to dovetail the ends of my tails, which means just folding the end in half and cutting a triangle upward. I decided to add a couple of little jute twine bows to the tips of the ears, and here's what it looks like. I think it is absolutely adorable, and I hope that you like it as well. You'll have to let me know below in the comment section which is your favorite DIY out of all of these DIYs. So let's talk about today's collaboration. I got together with some of my dear friends here on YouTube, and we are going to be bringing to you tons of bunny inspiration. So it is myself, my friend Brenda from Rustic and Lace DIY, Chantel from The Crafty Hints, Krista from Krista's Crafty Life, and Stephanie from Mama Can Make It. These ladies are so talented, and I can't wait to see what they put out. They will all be linked in my description box as well as our playlist, so definitely check it out. Okay, let's jump right into the next DIY. For this one, I'm going to show you this cute and decorative riser using this cutting board from Dollar Tree. I'm going to remove the hanger and also the paper from this. I'm going to flip it over and paint the back side with a generous coat of Waverly plaster. I printed this design from Cricut Design Space, and then I just cut it apart and placed it how I wanted it to go. It has a place for a yummy treat and some refreshing water. I found this beaded garland at Dollar Tree, and I just cut off the tassel end and glued it to the handle of my tray for some embellishments. I'm going to be setting aside 4 of the beads to use as little feet for my tray. I'm just going to glue them onto the bottom as well. This tray is so cute and easy. I'm going to glue a tiny little Dollar Tree carrot to where it says a yummy treat, and I think it is so cute. This was so inexpensive to make, and I think it's absolutely adorable. If you had something that you could put in the little refreshing water spot, you totally could. Okay, I just wanted to say thank you again so much for stopping by my channel today. If you like what you see but have not subscribed, please consider doing so. If you do subscribe, hit that bell button so you're notified when I upload. Also, please consider giving me a big thumbs up, as that really helps me out here on YouTube. Okay, let's jump back into the DIYs. And for this next one, I'm going to show you this adorable little bunny butt wreath. I'm going to begin with one Dollar Tree wreath form and 3 packages of bunny butts that come 6 to a pack, as well as a larger bunny butt that comes on a pick. You will need some ribbon or fabric to wrap your wreath form in. I just glue it down and then wrap it all the way around like so. And now I'm just going to go ahead and break my larger butt off of the stick. I am going to place that as my focal point here at the bottom of my wreath, and then to either side and all the way around I am going to place these smaller little Dollar Tree butts. You only need a small amount of hot glue to attach them. I just think that this is so cute. And so once I get this exactly how I want it, I am leaving space for a bow, and I'm coming in with some of this Dollar Tree pom-pom garland. I'm going to be wrapping my pom-pom garland between my butts. Yes, I know in this DIY I say some really weird things, but this is absolutely adorable. So anyway, wrapping the garland between all the butts, here is a bow that I have created using my Expo method, where I fold my ribbon over until I have 2 loops on either side. I'm going to tie this bow onto my wreath form with an excess piece of ribbon and fluff it back out. Here is what that will look like. Now I'm going to wrap some of that pom-pom garland in the middle of my bow for added embellishments. I cut 2 pieces of extra ribbon to be the tails on either side of my bow, and I do dovetail them, which is just cutting a triangle upward. And here is what it looks like. I think it is absolutely adorable. Okay, for our next idea, this is one of my absolute favorites that I have ever made on my channel. This Happy Easter bunny using a Dollar Tree plaque and some other Dollar Tree items. So let's jump into it. I'm using a Dollar Tree bunny wreath form, a Dollar Tree faux wooden plaque. I'm going to begin by flipping my round plaque over, and I am going to glue my bunny wreath form to the back of it like so, using generous amounts of hot glue. I do cover my hot glue with some spare ribbon just to give it some stability and to hold it on there nicely. So here is what that looks like. Now flipping it back over, I have some of this gorgeous burlap from Hobby Lobby. You can get a huge roll. It's $11.99 originally without any discounts, but you can usually get it at least 50% off, or sometimes after holidays. I believe I got it 70 or 90% off one time. Very, very inexpensive, and one roll goes a long way. So I just wrap it around my ears like so, using hot glue to attach. Once that is done, I have these little scrapbooking flowers from Hobby Lobby that you can get 50% off as well. I am going to glue them down just below the ears to form a flower crown. I'm going to glue down 2 rows, as I think that this looks really pretty, but you can do this any way you like. And then I do add in some of this beautiful eucalyptus just to soften it up a little bit. So here is what that looks like. Now I'm going to make a small bow from some beautiful ribbon I had in my stash. I'm actually going to make 2 and glue them to the tops of my ears like so. Now I just used my Cricut to print out Happy Easter, but you could use Dollar Tree stickers or rub-on transfers or freehand with a marker, whatever you think or want to do. I just think that this Happy Easter bunny is absolutely adorable. I have so many favorite bunnies that I have made recently and in years past that it was really hard for me to decide, but this video here is one of my most recent videos, so I didn't want to share something that I had just posted so recently. However, these are some of my favorites as well. So if you missed this video, I am going to link it in my description box so you can get even more inspiration. Okay, and on to the next DIY. I'm going to share with you an oldie but a goodie and one of my favorites, this little beautiful bunny that is covered in Dollar Tree wall sticker. So I have this gorgeous wall sticker from Dollar Tree. I am going to remove the hanger off of my bunny and I'm going to be placing the sticker down. The sticker does come in a half heart shape on either side. So I'm going to take one of the larger shapes and use it to cover most of the body. I'm just going to place it down firmly. Later I will be trimming the excess. Then I'm going to be using the other heart shape and just figuring out where I can get the most use out of these stickers. I'll also be using the smaller ones. So I'm basically just piecing this all together and just laying it out however I want it, pressing it down, and then I will be trimming around to remove excess. Any of the excess pieces that I think I may want to use, I just place on my work surface with the floral side down so that I can still reuse those and they do not stick to my crafting paper. So here I am just trimming and removing all of that excess there and setting it aside. As you can see, my bunny is already coming along quite well. I really enjoy crafting with Dollar Tree wall stickers. So here I'm coming toward the end. I'm just cutting some of these little smaller florals in half so that I can use them on this ear here. And again, just trimming off. Now I will be Mod Podging over these stickers for security, but I'm also going to be using this little box. It's actually the insert of a box from Dollar Tree, and I painted it with Waverly plaster chalk paint and glued it down to my bunny before Mod Podging all over my bunny and around that box. I then Mod Podged one more little floral sticker to the front of my box and fill my box with some Spanish moss from Dollar Tree. These little twine covered eggs come from Dollar Tree as well. I'm just cutting down the little stems that they come on and putting 3 in my box. I then put one little egg on either side of the box. I just break off that stick completely, and these colors just match perfectly with the colors of the stickers. So here's what this looks like. I love how this came out, and you'll have to let me know what you think about it in my description box. Okay, let's get into another DIY. This adorable little bunny with a carrot purse was so fun and easy to make, and it actually was one of your guys' favorites, judging by the comments I got on the video where I showed this. So again, I'm using some of that buffalo check burlap, and I'm just cutting a strip and folding it over. I'm going to be gluing on either side since one of my sides is already attached since I had folded this over, and I'm leaving the top open. I'm just trimming that down a little bit, and now I have a little messenger style bag. I'm going to glue some carrots into. Here's what that looks like. I put a little twine bow on the front of my bag, and I am going to go ahead and take my bunny now from Dollar Tree, trace him out on some scrapbook paper that I like, and use a glue stick to attach the scrapbook paper. Now I'm going to glue my little bag down to the front of my bunny at an angle and put some little bows right at the tops of my bunny's ears. And here's what this looks like. This was so quick and easy and looks adorable with my buffalo check coffee bar. Okay, let's jump into our next idea. I'm going to share with you this buffalo check eared bunny that was so fun and easy to make. In the left hand corner, you can see one I had made previously and given away. I liked it so much I decided to make another using a Dollar Tree wreath form, a Dollar Tree headband, and some buffalo check or black and white check fabric that I had on hand. I just cut down pieces to fit inside the ears of this headband and then use hot glue to just go ahead and glue this fabric right down into the ears. Just be careful of your fingers when doing this. Finger protectors are always a great idea if yours don't get up and run away like mine do. Now, once I get this glue down, I do have to trim off a little bit of excess just to clean these up and make them look nice. But what a transformation from that shiny pink to a nice, more mature look in my opinion. So I'm just going ahead and doing that to both ears. And then once that is done, I'm going to use my wire cutters to remove the ears from the headband. Here are some of the florals I'm going to be using. A mixture of florals I had in my stash and a mixture of Hobby Lobby florals. Here is where I'm removing that headband like I said I was going to. I just cut off either side and then I'm actually going to snip the ears apart as well so that I can spread them out a little bit more. I'm just using generous amounts of hot glue to attach them to this Dollar Tree wreath form. I'm also using a Dollar Tree bunny tail that has a hook or clip attached to it and removing the clip. I will then glue that tail directly to the bottom of my wreath form. Now I'm placing down my florals. Again, they were a mixture of ones I've had in my stash and Hobby Lobby florals, but Dollar Tree has gorgeous florals as well. I'm just laying them out how I want them and arranging some greenery around them. You can do this as full or as not full as you like, but here is how mine came out. It's so simple and elegant, I think, and very customizable. You could also change up the fabric in the ears if you wanted to. Okay, let's jump right into our next idea. This DIY is inspired by Bargain Bethany. Here is her creation and here is mine. I made the base of this DIY using Dollar Tree items. I used these two large bowls from the party section as well as these two fluted bowls from the party section. I also used this yarn from Hobby Lobby. It's $7.99, but you can get it on sale quite often. I did add some E6000 around the rim of this bowl before I glued the other one on, and then I alternated hot glue. I did the same for my fluted bowls. I alternated some E6000 and some hot glue and attached them together. Next, I'm going to be gluing my sets of bowls together, and then I'm going to wrap this entire thing in the yarn that I purchased from Hobby Lobby. I just glue it down and begin wrapping. I'm wrapping around and around. Here and there, I will be adding some hot glue to keep everything in place. And if I have any spaces between my rows of yarn, I will be attaching them or scrunching them together with some hot glue. I'm continuing my wrapping right up to the very top of that last bowl. Here is what they should look like. Now I have this bunny head wreath form from Dollar Tree. I'm snipping off the ear part and I'm going to wrap it in this yarn. You could wrap your ears straight across if you do not want that gap in the middle, but I'm just going ahead and wrapping the form so that my ears are open. That is totally optional. Once you are done wrapping your ear form, you'll then want to glue it right down to that bottom part of the bowl so you have surface to surface and this stays on really well. So here I am going to hot glue these directly to each other using generous amounts of hot glue. Once I get these two attached, I'll then come in with some more yarn and cover up the remaining part of that bowl. This covers and cleans everything up as well as strengthening our ear headband and holding it in place. I then chose to make a swag out of some florals that I had in my stash and just place that on top of my bunny, but you could use a bow or different florals. However you want to embellish your bunny is totally up to you. Here is what mine looked like, and again, I can just remove that little swag anytime I want to. So this next DIY has been shared a couple times on my channel, but is one of my all-time favorite bunny DIYs, so I just had to share it again with this video. It's a Dollar Tree wreath form, and I'm just taking some scrap fabric that I had cut into strips, but you could use ribbon as well. This was honestly an old tablecloth that I had purchased 90% off after a holiday and cut into strips. So I'm just going to wrap this all the way around. Now I'm going to take this wooden bunny butt from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to stain it using Waverly Antique Wax. I rub the wax on and off, and then I paint the feet and that little bunny's tail with Waverly Plaster Chalk Paint. I'm going to paint in my foot pads and my little toes with Waverly Ballet Slipper Chalk Paint and dry everything nicely. When that is done, here's what it should look like, and I just glue that directly to my wreath form with some hot glue. I do reinforce on the back with some hot glue as well. Now I have this carrot garland from Dollar Tree, but Dollar Tree also sells bags of carrots 6 to a pack. So either way you can get your carrots. You'll just want to begin placing them on this wreath form at a slight angle if necessary to keep them looking the way that you want them to look. I left a little space between each carrot so I could apply some moss, but this is what it looks like so far, and I'm coming in with some moss from Dollar Tree and some hot glue and just wedging the moss down between each carrot all the way around. Now I did leave a space at the top of my wreath form originally because I was going to place a bow, so that is an option, but you'll see here in a minute that I do come in and end up filling that space with more carrots and moss, as that is a look I decided to go for. So here I am filling up that gap with some more carrots and moss, and then I am going to be adding some twine bows to 3 of the carrots on the top right hand side of this wreath form, as I thought that this added just a little bit of embellishment. And here is what my wreath looks like. I absolutely love it. I think it is so rustic and pretty, but however, if you wanted to change the bunny butt colors, you totally could. Okay, here's another idea that I had posted recently, but you guys really seem to love it, so I'm just sharing it in this video. I had this Bunny Trail Farm sign from Dollar Tree. I removed the insert and I left that beautiful pink and white check backing on. I'm also using some of these little bunnies with the tiny tails from the Dollar Tree. They do come in a pack of 12, and I'm using a piece of scrapbook paper that I purchased from Michael's. I'm going to just trace my scrapbook paper around this sign insert and cut it out so that I can use my glue stick to attach the paper to the sign. I will then glue the sign insert right back on top of this sign again, and it looks absolutely perfect. I love how this looks, but again, totally customizable if you want to change the background of your sign or of this little piece. Once that is attached again, I'm going to grab my wooden bunnies from Dollar Tree and lay them down in a pattern that I like, using hot glue to attach them. And that is pretty much it for this DIY. It was so simple and easy and very fun to make, also very inexpensive to make, as well as being customizable. Okay, with all of that being said, let's jump into our next idea, and this one is actually a twofer. I began by painting this entire pizza pan with several coats of Waverly Snow White chalk paint. You can sand your pizza pan first so it takes the paint better. Then I grabbed these window clings from Dollar Tree that are absolutely adorable, and I am going to apply some glue stick to the back of this truck, and I'm just going to place it on the back of my pizza pan like so, just kind of smoothing it down. You could use a stronger glue stick. Mine was a little bit weak, or you could Mod Podge to adhere your window clings. I then grabbed a little 3D bunny butt that comes in a pack from Dollar Tree. I believe there are 6 butts to a pack, and I glued that right on top of the bunny butt in the image to give it a 3D effect. I then grabbed some of this crafting rope from Hobby Lobby. This is just a very small piece of the huge roll that I purchased. I really love this crafting rope. It is super soft and cottony, and it actually is placed where the actual rope is at Hobby Lobby. It is my new favorite crafting find, and they have it in several different colors. I go around the edge of that pizza pan twice and just glue down my edges. Here's what the first sign looks like. The only thing I would have done a little bit differently is just completed the other side before gluing on that butt, but I still made it work with the butt attached and all. So now let's get into the bonus, which is the flip side of this DIY. So by the time you reach this point in the DIY, your pizza pan will already be painted your color of choice. I grabbed some different window clings that I liked from Dollar Tree as well, applied some glue stick to the back of this gorgeous bunny, and placed it right in the middle of this pizza pan. So here's what that looks like. And I am using the inside or the front side of the pizza pan for this. I then added a couple of smaller embellishments off of that window cling sheet and a bow I had pre-made for another project with 2 loops on either side. I just attached the bow and tried to angle it downward so it didn't show through the other side. I added a couple of tiny roses that I had in my stash that I purchased off of a pick at Hobby Lobby, and here you go. It's adorable, but I decided to take it up one more step by putting some Waverly Ballet Slipper chalk paint on a brush and just brushing around the edge of my pizza pan on this side. And for under $5, you have an adorable double-sided craft that I really hope that you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you are still here, you are the real MVP. Please leave me a bunny emoji down below in the comments. Thanks once again for watching. Take care and stay safe, friends.
You can subscribe to my mom's channel. And thank you for watching today's craft and stay safe.